Grab Brews and Casual Conversations. By golly, we're here 56 minutes past the normal time, but, nobody's counting that. Strange Brew continues. We got scary things to talk about in the month of all that is spooky. You're listening to Dudes with Brews. Dudes with Brews? Dudes with... you're listening to some shitty podcast that you probably stumbled upon and you don't really like.
Can we just cue it up?
Dudes with Brews on a Porch presents to you another edition of Strange Brews, Conspiracies, Murder, Ghost Stories, Aliens. They're all coming to get you, my dears.
All right, here we are. Hello, Rob.
Yeah, you need to stop it sometimes.
Stop what?
People love us.
That's good. I hope so.
Right. Is what I'm doing affecting the levels on your side? Yeah, they love to hear about sound stuff right up front.
You're good. You sound good. You sound great. Never better. I am drinking New Holland Brewing Company's Dragon's Milk Reserve, the S'mores edition. Delicious stuff, I'm assuming. Haven't tried it yet. From New Holland Brewing, Dragon's Milk's Reserve S'mores. Hints of toasted marshmallows and graham cracker complement the chocolate character of Dragon's Milk, giving this reserve a flavor reminiscent of campfires and summer nights. 11% on the ABV. It's a barrel-aged stout, by the way. 70 on the IBUs. Got some stuff all up in my lungs. Gotta cough it up. Here it is. It's got that sweet aroma of that bourbon stout that I love so much. Let's see how it tastes, Rob. Let's see how it goes.
While you take a taste, I'm just going to say my guess is not enough graham cracker, not enough s'mores taste. It's very hard to do a good s'mores beer, in my opinion.
It's sweeter. It's on the sweeter side, but you're right. It does not have much of a graham cracker, nor does it have a marshmallow flavor to it. Maybe get a little chocolate on the back end of it. Smooth. Still not super. You don't get a lot of that boozy taste. 11%, I guess, is pretty mild for a barrel-aged beer. But
My guess also is that over time, you'll taste more of the graham cracker as you drink the beer more, or maybe the marshmallows. That'll come through as your as you get used to the other flavors. But normally, it's really anytime I've been fooled many times by the graham cracker stout, or the s'mores stout, or the chocolate marshmallow stout. I always want them to be great. They tend to be lacking. And it's not the brewer's fault. I think it's just a hard code to crack. And someday somebody's going to come through like a sledgehammer and just figure it out. And they're going to be the number one.
For sure. It's not bad. It's not bad. What are you drinking?
I am drinking Holiday Ale from State of Brewing from Wanakee, Wisconsin.
Wanakee?
Or would you say Wanakee?
It's Wanakee.
I've heard it both ways. It is 5.6 ABVs. I got nothing on the IBUs. This is brewed with cinnamon and something else. Ginger and cinnamon. And it just says ale with spices. I don't know why it caught my eye. I didn't know it was from Wisconsin when I picked it up. It is warm. I did just buy it. It is at Aldi's. And here we go. I'm gonna take a sip. I don't drink beer that's this color very often.
It's a red ale.
Is it a red ale?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that looks more like a brown ale to me. You can't see because Let me move my light.
It's a red ale. That's what it is.
Well, thanks for calling me out. Smells like it does smell like a red.
Yeah.
It's got a little.
Smells like a Republican or what?
Oh. Well, there's no cinnamon in there that I can smell. Really trying to get into it, but I don't know what ginger smells like. But here we go. I'm gonna sip it now. I mean, I don't know. I don't. It's not. Doesn't. I mean, I'm not getting holiday vibes from the first drink.
As you shouldn't. It's too early for the holiday stuff, for like the
I mean,
Christmas drink stuff. But maybe cinnamon could represent fall.
I was thinking fall more than when I looked at it, I was like, I don't know. Holiday at this time, I always think Christmas because that's the big holiday. But
Mm,
Halloween is, I mean, they share letters more
right.
so than Christmas and holiday.
Sure. All
But
right.
it's got it's got that. It's more just tastes like an ale. It's a little bit watery, and it's like maybe it's got that. You know how cinnamon has that kind of on the tongue spice flavor at the end.
Yep.
It's got that a little bit. I can
Okay.
feel it still on my tongue.
All right. Keep talking. Keep talking for a second.
Why is my mic bad?
Nope, just talk.
Oh, you just want me to say whatever. Crap, I had something for this, but now I've forgotten what I was going to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't fill time. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So Strange Brew. Let's get to it. All right. Let's talk.
What is happening with you today? Your mood, your energy you're giving me, is it because we both, now let me say this, we both postponed by a half hour, so now we're an hour late, but because we both postponed a half hour, I feel like we're even Steven and you don't get to be mad at
I'm
my
not mad
computer
at
or
you.
me.
It's late here already. We normally would be done by now. The episode would be posted. I gotta get up at 4:45 tomorrow morning to get some things done, and the clock
What do
just
you got?
keeps on ticking. I have to
You
run.
got to run?
Yeah,
So get up at 5.
I have to be where
Or
I gotta
5.
be at by 5.
Okay. Well, some of us don't, I'm not going to fault you for that. I'm not. But I am just going to say like uh, let's clear the air. Let's clear the air.
I'm not,
We're okay. Everything's good.
yeah,
I see a smile now. We're laughing. We're into the strange brew. We're about to talk about Russian spy whales. So, I mean,
yeah.
come on.
I have a follow up on something that we talked about a handful of weeks ago. I got new age doorbell ditched where a teenager stood on my porch at the wee hours of the night and told me into my Ring camera that I am loved and he hopes I have a good night. I found that kid. I
I was going to
saw.
say that life in prison, right?
Yes. I found him. I saw him walking down the street today. And I was like, he was with two other people. And I said, that's the kid that the doorbell ditched me. So what I did is I pulled over, I rolled my window down, and I said, "Hey, kid," and he came up. He just came right up to
Oh, wow.
my thing, and I said, "I want you to know I got your video message, and I want you to know that you are also loved." And then he's like, "I'm not really sure what you're talking about." And I said, "Yeah, you do." And then he smiled, and then I said, "Yeah, you are also loved." And he goes, "God bless," and walks away. So
All
yeah,
right. Well, there, yeah.
settled that. Hopefully it doesn't
Everything's
happen
balanced
again.
out.
Right.
I can't move in this chair.
Yeah, sit still, damn it. Russian spy whales. Let's talk about it. Let's I've never heard of such thing. I've heard of baby belugas. I've heard of Moby Dick. I've heard of the megalodon, but never a Russian spy whale. You have some info. Do tell.
I mean, I don't have very much info, I'm not going to lie. We did exactly what we said we were going to. We waited till the last minute. I found this story yesterday. But it is a beluga whale. And so in Norway, um, now I'm not sure when they actually found this whale, but I know it was before 2019. They found a whale in around Norway, in Norwayish waters, let's call them. with a camera strapped to its head.
Mm-hmm.
That's a property of St. Petersburg or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And it like it's very good with people, and it became kind of a celebrity apparently. This whale that they call, give me a second, Vladimir.
Mm-hmm. Common
It's a
name.
mix. It's a combination of the Norwegian word for whale and the first name of Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Okay.
Why did this come across my desk, so to speak? Do you ask? It's not because I Googled strangest stories of 2024 so that we could have something for a strange brew. No, no. It's because this whale was found murdered.
Oh,
Drew.
murdered.
Yeah, it's a sad ending for Vladimir.
It's like that Blackfish documentary.
In reverse, he had a good life and a bad death.
Yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
Blackfish was about a terrible life of a killer whale in captivity.
Mm-hmm.
Now they think that this whale was some type of, it was like in captivity in Russian waters. They were teaching it to, trying to teach it to go and go on spy missions for whatever reason, or maybe it was deep diving expeditions. I mean, that's a pretty good idea. Strap a camera to a whale. You don't have to build a sub.
There you go.
But you just can't aim the whale so well. But I know that there were some experiments back in the day to try and aim like bats or something by giving electrical impulses into their ears. Did you hear anything about that?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, we've done a lot of weird stuff as human primates. But this one, so after it was found with this stuff, like it just like it kind of, it's better with people than most of the what are they called?
Whales.
Yeah, belugas.
Yeah.
That's what I was going for. But whale works as well. So recently, so it was 2019 that it was discovered with the harness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there were jokes that it was a Russian spy. Then people started to believe that maybe a little bit, and now all of a sudden it shows up dead, and it shows up, and there's mixed reporting about it that makes people think that there's a little bit of controversy here. There's people reporting there were no wounds at all. Then there's other people that are reporting that there's multiple wounds in the whale. I feel like somewhere in this story I should have taken notes, but I didn't. It died maybe 15 years too young, which for a whale, that's about half its life. That's like finding a 40-year-old person.
Okay.
And somebody says, "Oh, the body was intact," and then somebody else says, "No, it wasn't," and then everybody goes, "Well, who's telling the truth now?"
Right. And how was it linked to being a spy?
Because it had a camera from St. Petersburg strapped to itself, and Russia is very dodgy and let's call them fastidious.
What if they put it on there
I
as
don't know
like
what
what if it's like a decoy? What if they want them to think it was a Russian spy whale? But really it's not. It's a different country.
I mean, yeah, that'd be brilliant.
I feel like it'd be pretty like the first thing they would do is like don't put where this camera is from on the camera.
I know, so it does seem a little odd, doesn't it? I think that maybe the whale ordered the camera from St. Petersburg so he could be a viral video whale.
A vlogger, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Maybe that's what vlogger.
a vlogger. Yeah. Vladimir the vlogger.
The vlogger.
Yeah. So is that it? Is that the gist of it?
Well, I mean, that's not nothing.
You're right.
God, your energy, you just kill me. They did an autopsy on this whale. Stomach showed up empty, Drew.
Empty.
This whale is not eating.
Interesting. Well, maybe the camera strapped to his head's a little too tight, keeping the jaw closed.
I thought they took the camera off 4 years ago, but if they didn't, then that's pretty cruel.
Mm-hmm.
Also, most organs in the in the whale had broken down completely.
Interesting. Maybe like just there was like a big pile of laxative just thrown into the ocean, just emptied them out.
I mean, I didn't hear what you said.
Doesn't matter. Go ahead.
It does say that a stick measuring 35 centimeters in length and 3 centimeters wide was stuck in the whale's mouth. No one knows where the stick came from, Drew. No mention of how the stick got there.
They didn't have a country of origin on the stick.
No, there was no property of Denmark on the
Darn
stick.
it. Wow. All right. So something's
And
up.
so I mean, this is we'll keep you updated, but they're not going to investigate anymore. That's what it's saying because there's no
That's
evidence.
We can't update you because there won't be any more.
I think that only makes it all the more suspicious.
I think so too. I do have something. If you want to shift, or if you have more information on the beluga.
I think. Are you asking our listeners to chime? If any listeners have any information on who Vladimir,
Yeah, please.
And his mysterious death, please, we need to know. Because they don't. There's not just sticks in the ocean. There's plastic, but not. I don't think there's sticks.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. How many rogue sticks do you see just bumming in the ocean? Not many.
Yeah,
you're right. Something's up.
But it's a sad story. But honestly, I just read for the first time just now the empty stomach, and that is hard for me to handle because I couldn't even make it 20 minutes after while I waited for my computer to load without eating an entire sleeve of Ritz vegetable crackers.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I would have died.
Yeah.
And I'm a small human. This is a large whale. I think hunger is multiplied based on how big an animal is.
Probably, I would imagine.
So, yeah, I feel bad.
Yeah.
Moment of silence. Thank you.
All right.
What's your story?
So the other night, a handful of nights ago, I had another dream in which my dad was in it. They happen from time to time. This particular dream, we were like on a bus. My dad and I were on a bus. I don't know where we were going. I don't know why we're on a bus, but it's like every time my dad is in my dream, we acknowledge that he's dead, that he's not alive. And then in the dream too, it's almost like we have to we're going to somehow explain to everybody how he's here. You know what I mean? Like how he's sitting next to me. But in this one, it was like, we're going on a bus and we acknowledge, and then he told me, he's like, yeah, I got better. And again, no oxygen tank, nothing like that. Just in like a state that I knew prior to him being terminally ill. And he's like, yeah, I got better or whatever. And then I remember in the dream, I looked away and then I looked back and he was gone. And it made me really sad, So I think, and dreams are dreams, right? We don't know. So I kind of looked into this a little bit about finding or seeing dead people in your dreams. And there's this website, there's these people, they're going to get very kind of chakra and all that kind of mumbo jumbo, you know what I mean? So that's some information that I'm going to relay to you. So, couple of different things about having dead people in your dreams. So there is a theory out there that actually the dream landscape is actually kind of a middle ground between the life that you and I are in right now, in this reality, and the afterlife. It's a way where we're both can meet each other and convene in this almost, I guess you could somewhat kind of say a parallel universe almost. You know what I mean? So there's this theory behind it, which I think is actually pretty interesting. And a lot of times too, when you have a dream with a at least in my case, with the person who's passed away, they're vivid. You remember them, and like you remember like the
Yeah, you
conversation
tend
and
to.
stuff. I had a dream. I've had one dream since my grandma passed away. And we're getting on a year, almost a year since she died, where we were in her kitchen, and same thing. Like there she was standing there, and I was like, "This isn't right because you passed away or whatever." And then she just gave me a big hug, and that was the end of it. That was the end of the dream. So it was it's just, and it can mean a lot of things. It can just be me, my mind thinking about it. Who knows? But yeah, so this theory says it is this kind of equal territory, and people that are more in tune with like this sort of what they call an antenna, this middle way, and they're like more in tune with this kind of like spirituality of it. They're more likely to enter that shared space with the person who has passed away. And different things that happen in it can mean different things. But yeah, I think just the idea of it being this middle road, different dimension where it's a shared space, but we can connect together. I kind of like that idea, but I also think it's kind of wild, So if there's a lot of like dreams in which you're talking to a dead person, and somewhere out there, hidden message. It could be a warning. It could be just like a way of spreading love, appearing when you're in a bad state of mind, and they're there to guide you. They're there to help provide comfort, protection, support. Like they see what's going on in your reality. So in the dream world, they're popping up during these times to provide that comfort. And like, again, like the night that I had that dream of my dad, I wasn't like, before I went to sleep, I wasn't like thinking about him. I do think about him a lot, but like I wasn't thinking about him in that moment before I went to sleep, or
Not consciously, yeah.
right, for sure. There's also,
Have you ever tried? I'm just curious. Have you ever tried to consciously think about somebody that you wanted to see in your dreams before you go to sleep?
yeah, I have. My
Has it
dad.
worked?
No, it didn't.
See, that kind of lends itself to the fact that maybe this is kind of a little bit more real or true, because it's so hard to actually quantify and prove the idea of dream theory and dreamscapes and things like that. Because, but in terms of like, hey, he comes when I'm not thinking about him. So when I try to think about him, to see if it's just my brain unwinding and giving me something that I need from a voice and a familiar face that I need to see. When you tell yourself you need that and you go to sleep and it doesn't work.
Right.
It lends itself to the fact that maybe that's not what's happening. Maybe it is some real manifestation.
Yeah, it could be. This person also like says like, okay, so there's like in the dream world, there's the sense that the person's in the room with you, you're talking to them. There's all those different areas, right? A lot of people have also talked about like in their dream, they're on the phone talking to somebody that has passed away. So again, it's kind of like this communication between both worlds, but their quote unquote antenna isn't strong enough to like bring that person in like a physical form. And when I mean physical form, like I'm seeing them in my dream. So the people talking to them on their phone or whatever, and it's usually just like a message. It's conversation. It could be whatever, different things.
Dude, I've had the opposite where I've seen my cousin, but no words, or like somebody that's passed, but they don't. Okay, all right.
We're getting to that.
I'm jumping. Does it say? Is there? Are we gonna jump to pets at any time?
No.
Because I feel like for me, I see cat.
Yeah.
In my dreams, more so than I see humans that I've loved and cared for that have passed away, of which I know many. But the companionship you have with your dog, and she was the first dog that I would say was mine.
Yeah.
But I was just curious.
I remember when Cat bit Madison's hand.
Always got to bring that up, don't you? I got one happy memory in my life. And you shit all over it with the fact that, oh, it bit my daughter's hand.
Which was pretty little too.
Well, maybe she shouldn't have been. You know what? I'm not gonna go there. Never mind.
It's fine. You were really apologetic when that happened.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure I was. I'm sure I felt terrible, but I also probably didn't punish her for it.
That's fine. No, I think she had bad
mean,
skin, and I don't know.
there's all like she got Ryan once because like there's one spot that if you like hit it,
Yeah, I think that's what
it
it
was like,
was.
and it's like what's crazy though is I like you. She was my pillow, and like we were just like we were lazy bums together.
Yeah.
Where like and I never hit that spot. She never bit me.
Yeah, it's not the
And it was
that's not
really
the
only
first time you
Madison.
said that. She never hit that. You never hit that spot. Yeah, sorry, bud. Anyways,
Out of context, take it and do what you want. What you want with it. Oh shit! I just did it again.
all right. So, another thing that people tend to see in their dreams when discussing people who passed away is they have something like to offer, like an actual like gift. It could be like in the form of food, presents, gifts, clothes, money, flowers. I've never experienced that. But
that
then
would drive
again,
me insane.
I'd be really pissed if like my dad in my dream just handed me like a fat stack of cash that I can't,
Dude,
you know.
but that's the thing. Like, imagine, okay, my grandpa walks into a room and hands me a butterfly leaves. And then I wake up and I just got to think about that. Like, what's he trying to say? What's a butterfly mean?
Right. And
Then
then
I'm searching butterflies and it's like, well, what this one had purple on it. What kind has that?
yeah, and then you just listen to that one Crazy Town song over and over
Well, I'm
again.
just watching Ashton Kutcher movies and
Oh, the butterfly.
trying to put it all together.
Yeah,
This or the Silence of the Lambs. Was it a moth or a butterfly?
he's trying to butterfly his effect away from his P Diddy party experience, Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, yeah. He can't find that journal entry.
Allegedly. Anyways, so here was what you were talking about. Dead person not talking in your dreams. So you had this with your cousin. I had this with my grandma, where my grandma said nothing. She just gave me a hug. It can be a couple of different. So this could mean a couple of different things. One, they can be a little creepy, as if they're not really themselves, or it's like some type of clone, if you will, some type of just like shell of a person, I guess. But they say that this is symbolic still, encoded with it. Like there's a code because they're not able to speak. It could be, oh fuck, hold on, sorry. Could be that your 7 chakra is blocked. Now I don't know where that is. I don't know where you locate it or how you unblock it, but it's blocked.
Mine's blocked. That makes a lot of sense to me, actually.
It could be that they're trying to communicate in other ways in your walking life, your waking life, whatever. You're not paying attention though. You're just like you're not looking for the signs. But granted, how would you know what to look for if, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And then you also have to like take cues and clues from their demeanor. So like, was your cousin happy? Sad,
yeah,
smiling, like in good spirits? So then that in itself, just like it was a happy presence, had a smile on his face, things are good. Like that in itself can be a conversation that's just unspoken.
Can say, maybe you can tell me how it felt when you got the hug from your grandma, but for me, seeing him in that dream, like it uplifted the feeling of the dream.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. And that was what he did when in a room, like when he showed up. So
I'm still I'm still battling my grief, or maybe some of my lack of grief with my grandma. But I mean, I think we talked about before. Had an interesting relationship with my grandma. She, of course, I loved her. She's part of my family or whatever, and she loved me. But she also ridiculed me a lot, and I think is a big inspiration for my body dysmorphic tendencies, because it was often a point of conversation. And the 1 to 2 times I saw her a year was my weight and the way I lived my life. And it just, you get older and you become aware of this, and it's troubling, right? I did see her in the hospital. I drove 10 hours. I drove in intense winter conditions to go see her. So that, that means something, I think. But yeah, when she was in the dream that I had, she was happy to see me. She was happy. She gave me a huge hug. Similar to that when she realized who I was in the hospital. She was like on a bunch of medicine and was just in crazy pain and had like this infection in her blood, and you know what I mean? So like when she first saw me, she didn't know who I was. And then it finally clicked, and then she's like, "Oh, come here and give me a big hug." So, that's important. But yeah.
Well, part of me does think that people of that generation, especially women of that generation, there's a mentality there where blunt honesty. They're allowed to do that because they care.
Maybe
it's not out of like, oh, shame on you or whatever. Because I know I shouldn't say this probably, but, and I don't actually, I can't say it because I don't know the exact quote or whatever, but I know it stuck with him. Like my grandma, who's very, like, she'd do anything for any of us grandkids. Like, she was amazing that way. But like at one point she like leaned into him and was like, "You need to get your life together. Like, what are you gonna, are you gonna basically, like, are you gonna live the way that you're supposed to live, which is have a job, make money, and have a wife and all these things." And like, and my grandma knew all the secrets, all the things that all of us, it's like, I don't know if she ever knew that I was using, but she probably did, because she just knew what, she seemed to know just about everything, about the family and all that. And it's just, I don't think that I know that bothered him when she kind of laid it on the line. But that's what somebody who cares does. Somebody who cares, that sees something and that you're not living up to your true self, you're not living up to this part of what you could be, and then they don't care that you can dislike me, but I'm going to do what I can to try to save you based on my own morals and my own ethics and my own idea of what the perfect life is. If I can help you achieve that, you don't have to talk to me. And if that's not caring, I don't know what is. Like, you're willing to it's like loving somebody enough to let them go.
Yeah, could be.
But at least you're being honest with them.
Yeah. I just know, like, so I've had a lot more dreams that my dad was in. Probably maybe like 4 or 5 that I can think of. The first one, of course, we talked about on the show, 4 months on the day that he passed away. After he passed away, that was when I said, "Do you see Jonah?" And he said, "Sometimes." And that one was insane. And there's been some before, yeah, like where, like, it just kind of like where like he's around him, just like, how is this possible? Like, how are you? You know what I mean? Like, we did all this stuff. We had the funeral. We had this, but you're here. Like, so how are we gonna explain this to people? And that's like a big premise of it. But
was his answer Weekend at Bernie's?
No. Yeah. But this last one, yeah, it was a lot more vivid too, and it was also a lot more recent, where it was like he's just like, "Oh yeah, I got better," and that could mean like I got better because I'm no longer in this realm, the world that you're experiencing right now, and I got better, and like he was better in that dream. He had no oxygen mask. He had no, like, he wasn't overweight from the decade of prednisone that he had to use, so like he's like, in a sense, when you pass away from a terminal illness, you're now better, you're leaving the world in a better state. Honestly, you're not suffering, you're not in pain, you're not like just battling to fucking exist. So it's in that sense, yeah, he did get better. So I don't know if like that's like a message in which it's like he's telling me like, hey, I'm okay. Like I'm where I need to be and doing what I need to do or what. And then like as after he said that, like I said, like in the dream I looked out the window and then I looked to the side and he was gone. So it's like I don't know. I like to think that it is him talking to me. That brings me some sort of comfort and also like an awareness of like, hey, I'm here to visit. I'm here to see you sometimes, when I can.
Well, I know, yeah. There were people like my mom was jealous that I got to see my cousin in my dreams. She's like, he hasn't visited my dreams.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. It's not crazy, but it like you don't think of it. There's so many like of my friends and stuff that now I look back and I go like, oh, I only knew these people for this small percentage of my life or whatever. When you're talking family and people that actually bring you up, not only did you know them for a large percentage of your life, but you bring whether or not it's good or bad, you take a part of them, and it becomes a percentage of you. Your body dysmorphia might come. That's a percentage of your grandma's words that stay with you forever. Is that good or bad? It's probably more bad than good, but it's something, and it's we don't get to choose necessarily how we form ourselves when we're young and we're dealing with what people are like, the advice and the teachings of our caretakers and our parents and whatever. Like they're trying their best, but man, no matter what, when you're in charge of somebody else's life, you're gonna fuck it up because none of us are perfect.
Right.
But yeah, so it's like the more you've known somebody, or the more that you've had them in your life, the more you take from them, and so of course they're gonna show up. Kind of seeing them is seeing you. But I don't know.
That's just what I got, and I thought that was interesting. Many levels there. On one, using or looking at the dream world as a landscape to communicate with people in different realms, in different energy spaces. I've never personally have like thought of it as that, and if I can understand how to unblock my chakra 7 or my 7 chakra, I don't know.
Number 7's a bitch, man. It's hard.
That's a deep blockage. You gotta.
All the other blockages go there, and it's very tough.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. I'm not in touch with it.
I will say this, I just Googled the meaning of seeing dead pets in dreams.
Yeah.
Listen to this nugget. This mind expanding thing that the internet gave me might mean you miss your animal very much. Thank you, Google.
Hey, there you go.
But it also says there are a few scientific studies on visitation dreams of deceased pets, but more research is hoped to be conducted.
Okay.
So let's donate our money to that.
So here are the 7 chakras, okay? I don't know which one is the 7th, but there's the crown.
I'll take a guess after you say all.
There's the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root.
Is that 7 or 6?
Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That's 7.
All right, I just don't know how to count. Oh, clearly the 7th is the heart, then, right?
You think?
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying, like, that's if in term. I guess I don't know in terms of like the yogic, whatever. Swami definitions of things, but the heart is where you hold on to your emotional pain, is what they would.
Oh,
but your brain
crown.
really, I was gonna say your brain actually takes care of all that. So it's on its surface, one might think that, but
it's the crown chakra, or the crown. The crown chakra.
Is that the tippy top? The top?
Located at the top of the head, radiating upward, and is closely linked to the brain and nervous system. So we got some blockage in our brain. That's why.
That's what everybody tells me. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's the antidepressants, right? Aren't they? What are they called? Are they called like some sort of blockers? Not
Yeah, they're
seventh chakra blockers. Can I get some of those?
I think yeah. I mean, that's what I go in and ask for.
Doc,
yeah.
Doc, I need the seventh chakra blocked a little bit. It's really been getting to me.
What are you coming in here? Well, my seventh chakra is a little blocked.
I need a
Trying to get a colonoscopy? I don't think you need that.
colonoscopy. No, that would be my first chakra, Doc. The roots.
That's numeral. Well, it's probably dose. That's probably
the second chakra. That's what it should be. That was good. Funny times. So yeah, that's what I got.
Hey, I'm just gonna say I want to apologize for the first story. When I read through it before, since the first time I read through the story, more information came to light. As I'm reading about the stick in the mouth and the empty, I got really sad. The whale story really bummed me out, and I wasn't anticipating that happening. I was anticipating us to have some fun with this supposed spy whale story, but turns out it was a tearjerker.
I think anytime you present a story with a whale and the whale's dead at the end, like I just think that's sad.
I knew that the whale was dead. You're right. I did know that.
Not every ending for the whales is Free Willy style.
No, I mean I do think that should be written into a screenplay where the ending changes and maybe there's less communism.
Yeah, the way.
I mean, the whale can escape Putin's reign of maritime terror.
Yeah. How many Free Willy movies are there? More than one.
6.
You might be right.
I might be right, but I totally guessed at that.
But it's like, how many times you gotta free that bastard? Why is he getting stuck all the time?
Why is he? Yeah, he's terrible at getting. He's great at being freed, but he can't quite.
He's always getting captured. This doesn't make no sense. I think is the third one called 3 Willy. I hope it is. It's gotta be. Right?
I thought it was Free Willy. Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm. There's
let's see. I mean there's a bunch of straight to video ones it looks like, but how many Free Willy?
The first one got a 71% Rotten Tomatoes. That's a pretty solid one.
The franchise.
There's only
we
3.
Got Free Willy 2, Free Willy
4.
3 The Rescue, Free Willy Escape from Pirate's Cove.
What's so great about this freaking whale? Like, what's so good about him?
He can jump really high.
Why is his name Willy?
Over stone walls.
Just a orca named Willy gets a strong connection with a young boy named Jesse.
I mean, in terms of strange, this is a strange brew. Here's a strange thing that doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe Elvis was in the first 2, but under frequently asked questions, it's why is Elvis not in Free Willy 3?
Cool. Dead.
Why are you asking that question?
That's an important question. So the first one.
Oh, because it's not the Elvis. There's actually a character named Elvis. It's been a while since I watched
here
this.
it is. Here it is. Okay, first one. Delinquent orphan. That's a great description. Jesse got clean up the graffiti from the park as part of his probation while staying with foster parents. Finds Willy a lot of secrets from the greedy park owner that threatens their friendship. So he's like, I gotta bust this whale out for my own personal needs. And then 2 years after setting him free, he reunites with them during a camping trip at the San Juan Islands. You're camping in an island? That makes no sense. And then newly discovered half-brother named Elvis, as a teenager, tries to help Willy and his siblings.
Yep.
So all right, we gotta get him out. The third time's a charm.
Francis Capra.
Jesse back at it again. Works with his old friend Randolph at the Orca Institute. Tracks down Willy and his mate Nikki. They team up with Max to stop the latter's father from hunting the whales. Wow. Those got to be great movies.
Yeah, I mean, I went back and watched. I always put that in the category of Mighty Ducks for some reason, except for Mighty Ducks is a great.
Yeah. The first Free Willy came out in 1993.
93, yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, we're looking at that's over 30 years ago, and they were still freeing Willie in 2010.
2010. Willy's still around. He's a geriatric at that point.
Yeah.
I bet you they're not freeing the same Willy.
Drinks to that, I guess. I don't know what it is.
Hey, you know.
Well, we started with whales. We ended with whales.
Dead whales,
Who
dead
shot the
dads,
Vladimir?
and one
That's-
one whale
yeah,
that got
that's the
away.
question. Yeah,
So
we need that shirt. Who shot Vladimir? Vladimir.
Vladimir, who done it?
Who done it? Yeah.
Justice for Vladimir.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the West Memphis Three got a lot of public attention. Why can't Vladimir?
Yeah, we should have heard about this years ago. Just that he existed. Now we hear about him after the fact.
Right. When did he die?
What's wrong with this
How long? When was that?
I mean, this is a new story. There's developments happening. That's
But not new ones, because the article said it. Well, we're just done.
well, not there won't be any more.
There
we
won't
got
be
the
any more.
we got the newest update. In terms of official, in the official capacity of maritime investigations, we've gotten our last update. But in terms of the online maritime sleuths out there, the true crime junkies of the sea, there will be, there will be more investigations into this, I'm sure.
I hope so, and I hope there's justice for Vladimir. I hope your seventh chakra is clear as hopefully the waters of the ocean after the dead whale got taken out.
As empty as Vladimir's stomach.
Straight path. I drank Dragon Milk's Reserve S'mores bourbon barrel aged beer. Got a little swig left. Pretty good. I didn't get any more like graham cracker. I didn't get any more consistent taste throughout. But I enjoyed it. I got 3 more in the fridge, and I'll drink them eventually. Not today.
Yeah.
Probably not tomorrow. But one day. How was yours?
Mine was good. I mean, I was worried about the ginger, but I didn't even taste that. It's a pretty straightforward ale. Whether I don't know if I'd call it. I don't know if I'd say it tastes like a red ale necessarily, but it definitely did have a little bit of the cinnamon feel to it. Not so much the taste.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd offer it to a friend if they came over. We had a drink. But it wasn't bad. But I don't think it didn't capture a holiday feeling, and it didn't capture spices and ale.
Excellent. Hit us up on Instagram at Dudes with Brews Pod. Click our link tree. Buy our merch. Rob started with
a question.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. Talking about merch.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody sends us an idea for a shirt, can we just make it and we don't lose money on just making that design and like offering it?
What do you mean?
Like, is there a set amount of designs that we're allowed to have in our arsenal?
Unlimited.
Okay, because somebody just gave me, they were like, I would like this, and I was like, honestly, we could probably set that up for you, and it's not going to be too much skin off our teeth, except for Drew's the one that would design it if he felt so inclined.
Mm-hmm. One of the Forever Miller Park shirt, one of those sold because the Brewers.
Oh, I want to get one of those. I really do.
Brewers were in the playoffs. They lost in true
terrible.
Wisconsin sports fashion. Just
we're not Detroit. Detroit's on the up and down the come, but we're not like them.
Yeah. So, all right, buy a shirt, buy a hat, buy a sticker, buy whatever you want. I don't
I'm
care.
come up with some deep cut X-Files shirt ideas. And it's so deep that nobody's even gonna know.
As long as you buy it, that's fine.
Hey, all I wear now is dudes with Brews merchandise. I feel
Good.
like.
For every shirt you purchase, we get $4. So someone
Drew
buy
gets
it.
$4. I don't make him send that my way because he's bought all the beer that I've ever drank in my life. It seems like.
Pay for the hosting of the podcast. Yeah, financially, I am in the hole when it comes to this podcast. So
Yes, yes.
but-
I come out smelling like roses.
yeah, you're on top. That's okay though.
Beer, like my name's out there. I don't pay for this. I don't know how it gets on Spotify.
Yep.
I'm gonna close my computer, eat a fucking pizza, and all of a sudden I'll get a notification. Hey, people can listen to you if they want to.
Exactly. So, in the words of the kid that I confronted, who for standing on my porch, God bless.